Yeah, it's the Woza Boys in the building, baby. Imagine if...
New podcast name.
Are you ready for
finally April, which means it's time for KFC Radio to go back on the road live. We bring the whole gang out. We're hitting up multiple theaters and clubs all over the country. We are going to head to Texas on April 26th, 27th, and 29th. It's in Houston, Dallas, and Austin. And then for May, we're coming back to the East Coast. We're going to be at the Wilbur on the 12th in Boston, and then in Stamford, Connecticut on the 14th. So if you are in Texas or in the Northeast, we're coming your way. Get your tickets now. It's a good time. I think we've got everything figured out now. This is our first real tour where we have everything down. We know what we're doing. It's brought to you by Pirate Water. So a ton of Pirate Water will be in the building. So not only is it your chance to see us live, it's your chance to get some Pirate Water for the first time. Have yourself a Pirate Water night. Get pegged with KFC Radio live.
On stage,
On stage, get pegged.
I'm getting pegged on stage.
and we really don't know which one that means. We will find out what he's talking about. So get your tickets and shout out to Pirate Water for making it happen.
If you've seen the show already, it's a new show. So
yeah, you can always come out for more. Things are always going to be different. So get your tickets now. Anywhere on KFC Radio social media, you can find the ticket link. Get your tickets today. It's another edition of KFC Radio on the Barstool Sports Network in our brand new home. Right next door. This is the new spot. I'm trying to think of how many places I've now done KFC Radio. I think it's up to like 10.
Really?
I did it in my apartment on 89th Street. In my bedroom was the very first spot. I then did it in Hoboken from Shay's Nursery. I did it from my brother's basement. I did it from my mom's basement. I did it from that Midtown spot that I used to just rent out space. I did it from KFC Radio 1, 2, and now 3. And I'm sure there's like a couple more in there, just like along the way that I'm forgetting.
That's a fucking lot.
Yeah.
You're like a studio
at least
a year?
8 spots of like, not just, we've done one-offs here and there.
Yeah,
but like
yeah.
spots I consistently went to. I don't even remember the name of that spot in Midtown I rented. It was called like Midtown Studios or some shit. But yeah, and every single spot I was, well, not like when I was in the nursery. I was like, this fucking sucks. But any studio that we ever moved into, I was like, this is amazing. So looking back to like the first studio in the old office, like that place sucked. Like, it was a conference room with a couple
all
mics.
of them are just like nice until one other person comes in and they're like, this sucks. And you're like, oh, okay.
You're right. It does.
My bad.
Also,
so this will be ruined in like 10 minutes.
I was going to say, it's nice until a week when like this place is just filled with like farts and crumbs and like somebody's going to spill pirate water and there's just going to be sticky shit everywhere. Like, you know what's funny? I was like, oh, this is great. It's double the size, double the air conditioning. It's brighter. And I was like, it's clean. I was like, no, it's not. No, because this is just a dirty.
It's a literal dumpster off camera.
Yeah, if you look out there, there's just a pile of shit. But it's also not like physically clean because this just used to be another room that other Barstool people were using.
Yeah.
It's not like it's a new room. It's just a new spot for us. But we're just coming into someone else's filth.
Yeah.
It was a little less used, so it's not as filthy.
It's very brutalistic. Like you got like cement floors over here.
Yeah. We turned it into a happy home.
Yeah, that looks like everyone else's.
I know, because we said we wanted like an old school 70s basement type of vibe. And then in the time that it took to get this done, like Ian Fidance made his studio look like that. Chris DiStefano has an entire TV show and TV set about it. The Garbage Boys did it.
Everyone we work with, we now look exactly the same.
No,
we made it.
This is, I don't give a shit if that's the case. This is a very necessary upgrade in space and whatever from the old place. You know, you gotta too much shit went down in there. Like eventually you gotta like purge. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's why like as much as I hate moving like apartments, like sometimes it's like, oh, remember when that happened in that place? I gotta get away from that shit. You know what I mean? So like that studio had too much
don't
shit.
do that.
You just stay put.
I simmer.
Yeah. You just sit and wallow in
I
the
go
bad
remember
shit
that over
happened.
there. Remember that over there?
I mean, getting out of my last apartment, I never really believed in that shit until I got out of my last apartment, and I was like, oh, I feel like I got out of prison, dude.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
That's
that was my divorce house.
And
that
I'm
was
like not planning on it. Maybe I will.
What, getting it?
I'm supposed to move. I think my lease is up next month.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And you're thinking you're not gonna go?
I'm not gonna. It's a whole thing.
It's a whole thing. I get that, but I remember saying like, this is my post-divorce single dad like crack house, and I'm not gonna get anything long-term or nice right now because I don't have my money yet. So I was just like, we are buckling up and just like, batten down the hatches for the next 5 years. Which in my head I was like, that's like 5 years. You look back on your life, like, oh, from like 30 to 35, I did that thing. It's not a big deal. When you're in the middle of 5 fucking years, that's a long time.
Yeah.
When you consider that, like at that point, our careers were like 10 years long. It's like that's like 50% of your career here again.
I remember I only went there once, I think, and I remember walking in and going,
yeah.
You should probably move. It was just
big.
like,
it's the only place I was gonna get a true 3-bedroom for even remotely the price in remotely like that area, and my family friend was like, here, you can have it for like a discount.
But that's just who we are too, in the sense that like it could be nice, like everything. It could have been nice.
But
you could do
everything
it.
in my life for that last 5 years was like, I'm not going to put all this effort into something that I know I'm going to change and upgrade.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You know what I mean? Like, I know I'm going to be able to. It's not like a maybe I will, maybe I won't. It's like in 5 years, I will be able to get the fuck out of here.
Uh-huh.
So, but the answer to that is like, because 5 years is a long time.
5 years is a long
So sitting in like a shitty place that's not decorated and not made to make sense, like, logistically and all that shit. I was like, oh, probably should have done that because the last 4.5 years would have been like a little more enjoyable. But we'll see how long this new studio lasts. We got the bar over there for Jackie and Paz, so they're no longer just crammed into a corner. This is like their studio.
Yeah.
Not much changes for us. We got like a couch now we can kind of lay down. They also the tech guys, Andrew and them, are thrilled to show us this. This you would have thought was like splitting an atom. They were like, "Look, dude, the mic can come off.
I don't even know how to do it. And
You gotta
figure it out.
You gotta pull this little thingy here,
Pull this up,
down, and then pull out.
I figured it out.
Yeah, because we have a tendency to be like, fuck life, I want to die, and lay down and shit. So it is a nice feature, but you also, you would have thought they told me like, this is revolutionary. It's gonna change the world. But for the most part, it's like the same for us, but for Jackie and Pabs to no longer be literally just like, go sit in that corner over there. It was never like a, hey, this is where you guys sit. It was like, I don't know, find some space in the studio.
We found out last week that we could have just moved their wall out, their bench out, and given them another foot of room, and it wouldn't have bothered anything. They've just been like squished behind there.
It was also a period of time where I didn't even know if we were going to like these guys, though.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even know who these people are. So, but once they
I told you
started,
earlier, for 6 months, I sat on like a I don't even know what it was.
It
had
a
a
shelf,
It was like a
from us,
shelf.
too.
Yeah.
get away, sit on that shelf over there, and look at the wall, you losers. So, but yeah, big things, new spot, new era. New York's about to pop off. So it's good. It's a.
Are these new microphones? Nah. I was gonna lick it.
No, I don't think so.
I don't even care about the dirty. I care about the texture of that. Didn't that make your tongue like dry?
No, not really.
Ugh.
Sponged it up.
Disgusting. We got Sam Tallent on the show today. Hilarious comedian. He opened up for us when we were in Denver. He went on the road with Tim Dillon for 1.5 years, a.k.a. like a tour of duty. So that guy's got stories for days and is one of the funniest guys in the game right now. We'll get into voicemails, all that shit. We'll do a little 1 Minute Man. We got to get to Helmet Girl. Jackie's big date and weekend with the helmet. It's up there on the Wall of Fame.
I know, I saw
forever enshrined. We're thinking about making it like a consistent thing. Like if other people continue to fuck up, you have to put the helmet on and go out for the day.
Fuck up.
Pabs could fuck up, maybe. I'm hoping. I actually hope that Pabs does, because a guy wearing it, like, as much as it's funny, I know you got away with it. Girls can just like go out on a date. It's like cute and funny. You dress up nice otherwise, and it's like whatever. You're still hot. You have a helmet on. No, I don't care. If you're a girl on a date with a guy and he shows up in a helmet, it's like, nope.
When we went to buy it, we were at lunch afterwards, and I carried it back. We bought it on 22nd and 7th. We work on 28th and 7th. In that walk, I took it for a test drive to see what she was in for. In my walk back 6 blocks, I had 2 separate people think I have special needs. I'm guessing that was more than Jackie wearing it for a full week.
No,
Yeah.
Many people thought I was special needs.
Oh, really?
Like, it looked...
I mean, I thought you were special needs before the helmet. What was like the worst experience you had with that?
I mean, the first 5
Take us
minutes
through the whole
of the
thing.
date,
Yeah. Actually, let's go back to the very beginning. Like, work ends on Thursday.
and I'm like getting ready for the date, and I'm like,
Actually, even before that, Gaz's tweet was funny. He said he walked past Jackie in a helmet. He just didn't react. He was just like, I don't know, Jackie in a helmet.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
There was a concerning amount of people who didn't react.
Well, Barstool, you never know. It's
Yeah,
just like,
exactly.
whatever. That's for a video or something.
The more time I like walked by it,
Great.
yeah.
So work was not really that weird. People were just kind of like, whatever.
I mean, it was like definitely there was like people like laughing and snickering as I was walking by. Like it didn't feel great, but because like it was at first like there wasn't that many reactions, and then like as people were like, okay, it's like day 2 and she's still wearing the helmet
Yeah,
around,
what's going
then
on?
people started kind of like questioning it.
Yeah.
And it felt like pretty awkward. Like it was just like when you have a helmet on your head, you are so painfully aware that you have a helmet on your head. Like, all the time. It's just like
You said your neck was getting tired.
and my
right?
neck was getting fucking tired, and like I mean I actually like I it's in my head, but my neck is bigger this week. Like I think I feel like I look like a man. Like,
Jack, you
sitting
got
there right now.
her neck's jacked up from wearing a fucking like 10-ounce helmet for 3 days.
Anyway, so then like getting ready for the day, I was like, I can't do this. Like every single time I just try on like every single outfit. I'll like show like a video later. I try on every single outfit. I was like trying to like push up my boobs, being like, this has to distract from the helmet, right? Everything like to be like it can't
Jackie's
be,
the only girl to go on a date and be like, my tits are down here. My face is up here. Look down here, pal.
And so then like, and I was just like, I know myself, and like I'm already such an awkward person. I know I'm not gonna be able to play this off well. Like somebody else might be able to play this off well. I was like, I know myself.
I don't know if there's any way to play this off other than just be
And
like,
the first 5 minutes of the
truth.
date were so painfully awkward. It was like I walk in, and again, I'll show the video later. I was like, I like choked, and I was like, because I was late, so I was like, sorry, I forgot my helmet. And then he was like, okay. He was like, okay. And then he was like, yeah, it's a nice helmet. And I was like, thank you. There's just like a lot of construction on my street. I just want to be safe or whatever. And then like
you rolled with it. I love it.
No, and I had to roll with it. And so then he could tell I was recording, so I stopped the video. But I wish I'd kept the video going because it was just us like I just want you guys to try and carry on a conversation with somebody who's clearly wearing a helmet. I'm aware I'm wearing a helmet. He's aware I'm wearing a helmet, but he's trying to be so nice, and like I could just tell. It was so awkward.
Wait,
And
so do you have this first video?
I have the first like
Can
30
we-
seconds of
can-
it.
yeah,
I
send
can
it to Paz, put it on the
Oh
screen.
my god, it's gonna be like it's like a long time. It's like me really. Yeah, I'll airdrop it. It's-
So you did
can't
not.
even-
I thought you were gonna be like, maybe like for the first 10 seconds, be like, yeah, no, I just wear helmets, and then be like, here's the deal, I work and this is
I
where
carried
work
it on
is.
for like 5 minutes because I was like,
That is an eternity.
No, it's 5 minutes like when you're doing CPR. It's like it like feels like it's like 30 minutes or whatever in like helmet time. And so it was
Helmet time. It's like dog years. Helmet time.
and oh god, I can't watch this video. I can't watch this video.
So wait, were you like? How were you filming? Oh, I guess we'll see. But like, were
so
you
I'm
like filming him?
I'm filming myself, and then I have that small camera in my like tits, and because it was like facing him. And
Could he see that? He was like, this girl's wearing a helmet and she's got a camera in her tits.
yeah. No. But then he was sorry. But but it's like a whole minute long. That's like, just go to the end.
That's
part.
not that small of a camera. If you're talking about the
I
Osmo
know.
Pocket,
And then the whole night he was like, I didn't see it because I'm a gentleman.
That dude right away was like, this chick has big tits and apparently a camera in them.
And so, but then I could tell he was like starting to notice I was filming, so I like immediately turned it off. But like, God, if there were those 5 minutes, like you guys would be like, I can't watch.
Were you filming you or him?
Well, the tit camera was filming him. I was filming me.
Right.
But then like later, I was like, I won't like do anything with that camera. Like that was, he actually doesn't know it was filming him, but so I might take that out because I don't know.
I'm gonna start it right here.
No. It's only a minute. We can play the whole fucking thing.
No, because it's just me like.
I know, Jackie. This is why
No, wait, I
we're
can't
playing
do
the
it.
full minute.
I just like it's so awkward.
buzzy. That's very buzzy.
Have a good.
We can't hear this. You guys can hear it.
You guys can't hear.
was just
Change
taking
your
this out.
change your audio
I
routing.
know. We try to figure it out.
It's fine, you guys. It's fine. I'll just.
Oh my god.
Hold up 1 second.
Where'd you go?
Automatic Slims.
Is that like what kind of place is that?
It's like a casual bar, so I was like,
Oh man, it would have been great if it was like fucking white tablecloth, like candlelight dinner.
Wait, I can't. No,
Gil,
you guys.
have a good one.
I can't laugh. You guys, it's all gonna be so cringe.
Here goes nothing. No, I see him.
This is amazing.
I'm getting the camera.
It's not even the entrance. It's not even the entrance. I can't do it. I can't fucking do it. I can't fucking do it.
What'd she say?
It's cute. It's cute. It's fine.
And he was so cute. I saw him.
This is amazing.
Hi. Hello. Sorry I'm late. I couldn't find my helmet. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. There's like so much construction on the street that it's just safer for me to wear a helmet. Yeah. How are you?
Oh my god, it's huge! It's huge!
Oh my
The
god.
only thing bigger than your tits is that camera. It's huge.
I thought it was so sly.
Oh my god.
I thought it was so sly.
She was just like, there you go. Steven Spielberg over here.
That's unbelievable. That's unbelievable.
That was so. I could not imagine anything better than that.
Bro, you might as well have like a over your shoulder camcorder with you.
Like Nick in the background.
Oh my god. Give me those last like 10 seconds.
No,
again.
no, no, please
Yeah, no. Give me those last 10 seconds again.
Wear the helmet? Yeah.
And you're like,
Yeah. Good. What?
I can't believe he didn't get the fuck up and walk away.
He was like about to, like, if I had not told him it, like, broken at like 5 minutes, I would have been like,
This is
okay, but so that's
that
like,
looks
that's
like a.
that's like the first like 30 seconds you talk to him. What goes on the next couple minutes?
then I'm just like, I'm saying where I'm from, asking him where he's
no
from.
fucking. He's just having a regular conversation with you.
And he's being so nice about it, but like, he's so clearly like, why is she wearing a
Is he
helmet?
texting or anything, or is he like?
No, he was like
He's giving you like 100% attention, just looking at you.
Yeah.
In your helmet.
Yeah, exactly. And then I broke, and then like it ended up being like, so then I was literally like, I can't do this. I'm like still so scarred from like the but then okay, so then after the 5 minutes, I like told him, and he was so nice about it. It literally
Meaning
ended up being,
it's a thing at work, like
yeah,
you give him the whole scoop.
It ended up being like the best icebreaker. After the first 5 minutes, I was like,
And you
'cause
kept it
normally
on?
What?
Did you keep it on?
Then I took it off.
Yeah.
Because then I was
At
just
that
like,
point, it's like-
he has to like know that I'm
Yeah.
like cute or whatever. And so then I was like, and then after I took it off, like it was significantly better because then also, you know, like on a first date, you're like, am I being normal? Am I being cool? But then I was like, all I have to do is be cooler than me in a helmet.
Yeah. The bar is so low.
So it was like just there, and then the rest of it, like we talked for like 3 hours, and like as the night went on, like he started wearing the helmet. Like,
Yeah, that picture was
people
great.
started coming up to us, like wearing the helmet and asking us, and like it was an icebreaker with them, and
know
like
it.
it was so fun, and like the whole inside joke was like, oh, then he was like, I think like we should do. Then he like ended up making it like into a second date because he was like, just make sure your boss is like really like, for sure. Get the
worth out of it, like,
I'm
yeah,
sorry, I
have to
can't
go on
form
their
a
date.
fucking sentence.
Yeah.
So it was just like it
And then in the
exceeded
group
my
chat, she
expectations.
said she cooked him breakfast in the helmet the next
No,
morning,
that's
right?
not what fucking happened. And anyways, it just exceeded my expectations, and everyone should be wearing helmets on the first date. It was awesome.
Well, so what's fucking ridiculous is there was a movement in like the early 2000s of peacocking and pickup artists and shit.
Yeah.
Like guys, there's like a whole community of guys that would do this shit.
Oh my God.
And they called it peacocking, and it wasn't like a helmet, but there would be guys who would wear like
Ridiculous
a giant like velour top hat, like, and they would roll up and just be like, "What's up?" And wearing like their whole outfits. They looked like a fucking
What was the guy's name? Mystery?
Mystery. There was Mystery, and there was
Would it work?
That
they
was like the
fucked,
early
like,
version.
every girl in the world.
That
These
was
guys-
the early version of like Andrew Tate.
Yes.
Like Andrew Tate read the game.
This
a lot.
also was a little more. Yeah, this was the main guy. So that guy would show up dressed like that, and he would fuck like the hottest girls
Wait, but would
in
he
the
like
world.
commit to the bit, or would he?
Yeah,
just-
yeah. He was like a magician, to be honest.
Yeah.
He wasn't like, but there were other guys. The bald guy, I think. Click that one. That dude. Oh no, I don't know. There was the guy who wrote
That's
the book.
Sinead O'Connor.
Neil Strauss was the guy who wrote the book, and the book was actually really entertaining. It was like him and this guy Mystery and like 10 other like pickup artists who it was like their job basically, like all lived in a house. It was almost like Fight Club, except they just fucked chicks. And the book is wildly entertaining if you don't like read it like a Bible.
Yeah.
There were dudes who were like, I need to learn how to do this. I want to be like them. And it was like, oh, this is crazy. Don't do that. But if you just read it from the point of view of like these crazy guys who figured out the system on like, if you talk to chicks this way, like they will fuck you. If you wear clothes like this, they will want to date you. And it worked.
See, that's why it's like guys can pull it off. Like the helmet thing would totally work for a guy.
Well, that's why it's like a fun version of that where it is like just an icebreaker. And I think also there's an element of like if you're cool enough to do that and not be like a prissy, like I can't do this sort of thing, like then it's almost like he knows right away, like you're cool, you know?
Yeah,
and then if he puts the helmet on, jokes around, you know he's cool right away. So it's like at the very least we're gonna get along in that sense.
It was like a good like vibe check pass or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah,
Like,
exactly
sometimes in
that.
college, it was so college, but like my friends and I would like we had certain like lines that we would drop to guys to see if they could like pass the vibe check or whatever.
Ooh,
Like,
give me an example.
like none of them were that creative. Like one was like just like, well, for me, like I would do like the Shark Tank pitch, and if they were like funny with it back, then like that would mean that they were cool. But if they were just like, yeah, that's like a good
get
Wait,
it.
what's the Shark
or,
Tank
like,
pitch?
like jacked up, like you would
I
pitch
would just
ideas.
do like shark. Like I would have like dumb college shark. Sometimes
Oh,
like,
okay,
eventually
you-
after
like
I
the
came up with the
popcorn
popcorn
funnel.
funnel, I would do the
Yeah.
popcorn funnel thing. And if they were like, I don't get it, and it was like, you know, they're lame. Or like one of my friends would do like, would you be a top or a bottom if you're gay? And it's like, are you comfortable enough in your masculinity?
That I mean,
Whatever.
that was the pickup artist shit was like, it became like toxic and weird.
Yeah.
Because like the whole idea of like negging girls was like say something that's slightly like, you know, like I don't know, I liked you better when you're hotter as a blonde or something like that when you're a brunette, and it's kind of like a jab, but you're
Yeah.
like, but you're still complimenting my looks. So wait a minute, what does that mean? But then people just took. I remember I got shit faced once, and I tried it out on this girl, and I was just mean to her, and she just turned around and walked away and was like, "That was really mean," and I was like. I was reading a book and trying a thing. I don't know what the fuck I was doing because it was, and I mean, it was just guys were like, oh, okay, so you just go up to girls and be like, you're fat.
It's a really great dress. I didn't know TJ Maxx carried that brand.
But they also were going up. They were doing it to like the hottest, most exclusive women in the clubs of LA who are used to being like, you know, everyone's just like bowing before them. So they would come up and be like, oh, those shoes don't match your outfit, and they'd be like who is this guy
Then you feel
who
the need
speaks
to,
to
like,
me this way,
get-
and they fuck
yeah.
him because that's how girls operate.
I don't think that would apply today at all.
No, I think that was a particular era. I think now it's like, hey, dickhead, why don't you shut the fuck up? You're being mean.
But yeah, new approaches like stuff like that. Helmet, peacocking.
How much did you wear it out for your friends the next
Gotta
night?
wear it out.
How much was the barbell?
I haven't done the math. Should we add it up?
I mean, I got to pay you. Yeah.
Or you
I
really?
got- Yeah, a deal was a deal. If you really wore it honor system, I don't
I
think you
did.
even wore
I'll
it.
show
but-
you pictures.
I mean, I saw a picture. Yeah. Did any of the girls wear the helmet?
Yeah.
You're so shit faced in that picture.
I'll show you pictures from like all throughout the.
That's a picture of a girl on a like her college study abroad. She's in Florence. She took her Vespa to the bar and is like, I don't know how to get home now.
What do I do?
that one was like I almost didn't get into. The
I
bar
almost,
with it.
yeah, I want to be clear. I almost
He
didn't get in
was
the bar
like-
because of
he
the
was
helmet. They
like-
told me to check it with the coat check, but I told them I can't. I'm not fucking around with the helmet.
He was like, you can't get in like with that weapon. I thought he was like talking about, but like drunk me was like thought he was like talking about my ass. I was like, hell yeah.
No, you can't bring that thing is a registered weapon, girl. That's
He was
assault
like,
with a
"No,
deadly weapon.
Like you're gonna hit somebody with that helmet. And I was like,
That's ridiculous.
I can't get over the fucking camera. The camera.
The camera is like
It looks like it was a setup of like two middle schoolers who were like, you know what? We could do impractical jokers.
I'm gonna be famous. That is hilarious. I mean, it's so big.
We don't have to play the video again.
The camera,
And-
You know what?
just,
You're
it's so,
lucky.
it's so not subtle.
It's so not subtle.
It's like
I'm
in a
pretty
comedy,
sure-
like someone like sneaking in with like a spy pen
Yeah.
and being like, "So
Talk into this.
And like it was supposed the camera like shifts with motion or whatever, and so I originally had it going forward, but like as I walked, I think it just filmed like my nostrils. I looked down at one point and it was like straight up at me. So I think it didn't.
Was that addressed, or you just
The
you
camera?
or eventually we were just like and took it out like
I
Mary
just
Poppins?
took it out, and because then after like I was like sorry I had to film that like for work or whatever, and then like after everything.
Does he?
was,
Did
like-
you explain what work is? Does he know you work for
Then
Barstool?
eventually, yeah.
Did he know what Barstool was?
Yeah, he did. He knew like of you guys.
But he
like,
didn't know
it
you.
It took him a while. He like also had like seen Jacked Up at some point. He didn't like make the connection, but he like.
No, that's fair. I feel like if you're not expecting to go on a date with the girl from that internet video, you might not put it together right away. You'd be surprised how many people, like if you're not expecting to see somebody, like a celebrity or something in that setting, you'll walk like right past them.
Yeah, because at one time I was like my bosses like they like made me do this or whatever, and then like an hour in he was like, wait, are the bosses you're talking about, is it Kevin and Fights? And I was like, yeah. So he knew of it.
It'd be very weird if it was just like at my regular job.
Yeah, I know. Well, no, at first he was like, you are being like abused at your job, whatever.
He's not wrong.
Because we work where we are, it's not. It's definitely abuse. So ballpark, what do you think the barbell was? Did you run it up or you just had a regular night? I would have been out
it
here
was
being
like-
bottle of Ace of Spades or whatever the fuck the new shit is, you know?
At the bar, it was 200, and then we.
But I'm saying, like, were you like, let's, get whatever you want because it's not, or like you just have a normal night? Would you have had a $200 barbell
No,
there
yeah,
anyway?
we probably would have been that
Okay,
before.
yeah.
But it was just like I paid for everybody.
Got it.
But like we just ended up getting like a little sloppier than we all meant to, so we couldn't really take it after like
You don't say.
a few drinks.
Nah, not
And-
you and your friends. Never.
So-
I'm stunned.
So you kind of like got lucky there, but
Can we like blur the guy's face and voice or something like that? Like that would be very funny to see like the fucking tit camera and see
I'll
him.
figure
Yeah, we
it
got to
out.
put a little something in.
Yeah.
We don't have
I'll
to go
figure
Because
it
that
out.
guy, I mean, what I really would love people to see is his face of him being like, because it's probably the face of a man trying to be like,
Yeah,
he was
yeah, Jackie,
so
can you
freaked
send
out.
him a release?
I asked him. I was like,
is there gonna be a second date?
yeah, Thursday.
Woo.
Yeah.
I'm telling you,
No, I feel weird because
this
like,
could be the one, man. I think in terms of storylines, you got to think about like, what's the fucking speech at the wedding gonna be?
Yeah,
it's like
yeah.
Jackie and
I
blah blah
don't know.
blah.
I don't
Net.
think he can shake the ick of me in the helmet like at first.
You'd be surprised what guys can shake. A girl wearing a helmet for a prank, easily shakeable.
Yeah, really.
Oh, by the way, speaking of the ick, is anybody here watching Love is Blind?
No.
There's a new season out. The first 5 episodes of the newest
You're
season.
sneaky like the biggest Love is Blind.
Oh,
fan.
I'm not sneaky. I'm all about it. There's this girl, Irina. When I tell you she's the most despicable person to ever be on reality TV, it's incredible. She is just a pig of a human. I'm talking inside and out. She is awful to people on this show and walks around like she is the hottest chick in the world. And the episode of her just like she just talks to the other guy, like she gets engaged or says yes to the proposal, and then they go Love is Blind. If you don't know, they talk in these pods where you can't see the other person. You talk to them for like 2 weeks straight, and you make this connection with people just based on what you're talking about, and then you get to see them and they propose, and then you get 1 month together to decide whether or not you're actually going to marry them. And this girl.
Is she in any of these
It's that
pictures?
girl. Yeah,
This girl? Okay.
she is so awful to this guy, and when she's talking to the other people, she's just like, "Yeah, no, I mean, like we like I saw him for the first time, and like I would literally kiss any other guy on the planet Earth except for him. Like everybody else here, I'm more attracted to them. I wish I
Is
picked
he
this
ugly?
guy." No, he's
really?
a little bit dorky. He looks like Jeff Passan mixed. My buddy nailed it. It's like Jeff Passan mixed with this, mixed with that sort of thing. It's a fine-looking guy, and that's him. And
Yeah, regular dude.
this scene right here is one of the most despicable displays of just like human behavior you've ever seen. I mean, you gotta watch. This chick is awful. And she even says it. She's like, I'm treating you like the worst person in the world right now. That's it.
That's him?
He's like perfectly.
a
And I think
standard
he's a lawyer. Like he's a total like a great dude.
Criminal defense attorney though. Ugh.
He is a.
Oh wait, no. Criminal defense is good. I was thinking prosecutor.
I think his mom was a stripper, and he's like really like he's like people judge me for that. Like a single mom who like needed to do what she did to like make ends meet. Now he's a lawyer. I think it's like a great story. But that girl, the blonde girl, and her are this dynamic duo, and the other girls are like, you guys are despicable pigs. It's fucking incredible. They get so shit faced, and they're just horrible, horrible people. You don't even need to watch the full season. If you just watch like, definitely watch like episode 5. You can just pick up where and it is. I mean, she takes every reality TV show villain and blows them out of the water. She goes, I'm a bombshell now. I just have deep acne scarring. Well,
Jesus.
I don't know what's going on.
I was trying to fuck Edward James Olmos.
They were doing shots to failed proposals, like guys who like poured their hearts out and were like, will you marry me? And the person said no. And they're like, hey, to your failed proposal. Woo! And the other people are like crying and shit. Oh, well, all the other girls are crying. They're just laughing. It's incredible theater. It's all time. You got to watch it. It is funny. It's like she's probably being the normal one, being like, this is fucking ridiculous, you idiots. Yeah. But, man, she is just a terrible person.
I watched a very similar thing this weekend. I watched The Boston Strangler, and it's on Hulu. It's okay. It's pretty good. But it is staggering. Like, I know I exist in this world. I know we don't care about women. But like, it is.
We make them wear helmets and parade
like,
around town.
I know how society views women. I read the internet. It is like crazy how recent. I thought the Boston Strangler was longer ago. It was like mid '60s, and
I would have guessed the Boston Strangler was around like Jack the Ripper times.
Yeah. And it was like women were working and shit like that. Not to the extent that they are today, but like women were reporters and things like that. And the Boston police just didn't give a fuck. Like, a lot of women were getting strangled to death. And the cops were like, I don't know why these two uppity sweethearts are fucking...
What are you complaining about,
What are you trying to make a connection for? They wrote for the American Standard, which is a paper I figured they wrote for the Globe. And they're like, hey, these fucking murders are the same. And when I tell you they are the prototype for a serial killing, it like every woman had their stockings strangled on their neck in a bow tie like a present,
leaving like a sign behind,
and like a fucking broomstick shoved up there something. They didn't really specify if it was their ass or their pussy.
God damn.
And they were like, probably a connection here. And the police were like, what are you talking about? You women don't know how to investigate crime. It was crazy. And also, as someone from...
They caught this guy, though? That's him?
Well, here's the thing. If I can spoil a real-life story for everybody, as someone from Massachusetts and vaguely the Boston area, I've obviously heard of the Boston Strangler quite a bit. I thought for sure this was a guy who's been caught and these cases were closed.
That's not so much?
Not the case. Someone confessed, but they think it was like 3 guys who were in a mental hospital together who were all... Because like they had 3 guys they really thought did it, but all of them were incarcerated at some time while murders were happening.
Yeah, look at that. That's exactly what you're talking about.
What?
She comes up, she's like, 3 people have been murdered in the last 2 weeks. And he goes, you're on the lifestyle desk, not homicide.
Yeah.
Look at that. 3 women were strangled in the last 2 weeks. Listen, you cover lifestyle.
Shout out Chris Cooper. He's the best. It was just like, I was watching, I was like, wait, no one's putting this together? It was like, just like, what do you call it?
You don't have a story.
Yeah, you go, how many dead women do we need
3
before it's a
chicks
story?
are dead in 2 weeks. They got number 4. Okay, now it's a tale.
It ended up killing 13, I believe was the number.
Jesus.
And it was just like no one cared. Like, people were getting mad at the woman, being like, what are you looking into this for? It was crazy.
I mean, you look no further than when, what was it? Didn't Augusta only let people in like 1979? Let women in?
No, Augusta still doesn't let women in.
Really?
Condoleezza Rice was, I think...
Or was it black people in 79? There's
Maybe
something that
black
happened in the
people,
70s that was like, whoa.
I think
holy
Condoleezza
shit.
Rice is a member of Augusta. I think
It was
she's the only
only
one.
black caddies, too. There wasn't any white caddies allowed.
Christ. Yeah, I mean, shit is... Shit's still not good out there, bro.
We-
Really not good out there in these streets. But-
Speaking of deep racist cuts, there was the guy at EEI last week
Yeah.
who got in trouble.
yeah, what did he
They
say?
were talking about their favorite nips, which I think is a Massachusetts thing. You guys call them like what, shooters or whatever? Like
I think they call them nips.
you call them nips? Okay.
Yeah.
And they
Little airplane bottles, right?
Yeah, airplane bottles. People call them too.
Yeah.
So maybe it's a northeast thing. It's one of those regional things, like sneakers versus tennis shoes or
shoes,
whatever.
yeah.
They were talking about on the Greg Hill morning show. They were talking about their favorite nips, and people were saying Fireball, McGillicuddy's, whatever. I don't know, the standards. And one of the producers, and they have like a producer cam, and he just kind of like says into the mic and keeps it moving, and he goes Mina Kimes, and
Right.
Mina Kimes works for ESPN. I don't know what her
And then nip is a
it's a racial slur
Asian slur?
for Japanese people. Japanese people called their name for Japan is Nippon, I believe.
right. So nips.
And he kind of said it and snickered, and then people got angry. I don't know about people, whatever, but like,
I mean,
guess-
that's pretty fucked.
I guess. Well, no. No. What he said is completely fucked.
Yeah,
I
okay.
mean, people get mad like the host of the show because they kind of just kept it moving
Yeah.
and didn't like acknowledge it.
I don't-
Whereas
yeah.
like I don't know. I do
That's
like
not his.
I
their
do
job.
that where I kind of like
the bosses upstairs will get mad about that. I don't
someone says some like fucked up stuff. I'm kind of like, ha,
Dude,
and I
especially
change the subject.
I mean, I don't know about EEIs. Maybe a little different. Maybe like the host of that should. On a show like this, if we have some guest that comes on and says some crazy shit, and they're like a comedian, I'm gonna be like, I don't know. That's what comedians do. And if someone else has a problem with it, like we'll deal with it after the fact.
Yeah.
But in the moment, I'm not gonna be like, stop the show.
100%.
Yeah.
I'll
That's
go, ha, ha, ha.
Unless
someone,
it's like crazy.
Someone drops the N-word, I'm like, anyway.
That's- yeah. Like, that-
I'm not gonna
good for
have
you, bro.
I'm not gonna have a debate about what words we should use and what words we shouldn't. But I had no idea. I'd never heard of that
what?
slur
I
before.
will say though, I don't know how many people. I think we've talked about it a little bit before. But when we had Nick DiPaolo on and he just dropped the N-bomb and we didn't air it, and he was like, "You pussies!" I thought Barstool was like all about freedom of speech and like edgy, and I was like, well, we don't air people just blatantly dropping the N-word. And if that,
forgot about
okay,
that.
bro. Like, we are not like cool or tough in your eyes anymore. That's, certain lines, but, you're making a racist joke or whatever. Obviously, like, we've all made them ourselves, so we wouldn't be like, hold your horses. That's a horse of a different color. But
I had to Google. I'd never heard that slur
Yeah.
before, and so I Googled it, and then I was just like, "Man, this is some like you drop racial slurs at breakfast shit." Like, I was like, if you know that, like, I know the chart toppers.
Yeah,
I know the fucking,
hits.
I know the platinums, but
Yeah.
like, if you know deep cut racial slurs, I guess I just said one that other people are like, you know what that is?
yeah, my dad keeps saying Oriental. And he means it nicely. He's like, oh, this little Oriental girl was having like a fun time at the park with Keegan. I was like, oh, Jesus.
I was out there this weekend because I read something and someone was calling something woke. We talked about before, and everyone's talked about before, how like all that shit is just like it's been the same thing forever, like rebranded, where it's like fucking it's called PC
culture, wokeness.
Then it became kind of cancel culture, and then now cancel culture got become like everyone's woke, bro, kind of shit. It's
Woke
just
used to be like, I remember like rappers being like, stay woke. It was like, don't like,
I've never heard
don't be a
someone use
moron.
it.
Like, don't be stupid. Like, know what's going on.
But it's
now
it's just explaining linguistics. Like
Yeah.
that's how the world works. Is that
Yeah.
young people see old people use a word, they go,
and
"That's fucking lame. I'm gonna call it
Yeah.
something else."
Yep.
Like it's not woke to not say things are rad anymore.
Right.
It's just linguistics
Well,
have evolved.
It's like when those things are tied to like World War II when we were like fighting and killing.
but
people
it's
or
just
something
like it's like that's what old people say. We're
Yeah,
gonna
I'm
say
not
different
doing
things.
that. Yeah. My dad will always say, he says, I didn't even know this. There's Oriental and Occidental. White people are Occidental. They're Oriental. He's like, this is just a geographical term. I'm like, I don't know what to tell you, man. It's not. It made it started that way. It's not anymore.
But like to my point exactly there. It's like, why aren't you fighting to keep rad?
What do you think? Do you remember there was rad? Remember people used to say bodacious? Like, I don't even say remember because it wasn't for me. That was like, I think even before me. And maybe that was more of a, like if you're in like California, you're like a surfer bro or whatever. Could you imagine being like, yo, that's bodacious, bro? It's fucking crazy.
It's with this woke culture. No one says cowabunga anymore. Yo, I'm an old man, and kids look at me funny when I say cowabunga. These goddamn liberals.
All right. right. Speaking of the rest of pop culture and what's going on in the world, Kanye West back on the Jews. Back on the Jews thanks to 21 Jump Street.
Yep.
He watched Jonah Hill in 21 Jump Street and was like, you know what? Jews, not so bad. I would argue, I love 21 Jump Street. I think it's a fucking, I don't even want to say cult classic. I think it's just a classic.
Yeah.
It's just great American cinema. Great
it's-
comedy. Those
talking
two together
about
are unbelievable.
storylines. The addition of the email. The email adds to the storyline. When, like, I think Channing Tatum called his shot and was like, it was during, like, the Sony leak or whatever, or, like, the Sony Me Too
Oh, this is
case.
real life. You're not talking about real life.
Yeah. Like, during the Sony.
Yes,
And, like, he was like, this movie's going to make $100 million. And then he just sent an email to, like, all the executives. Caps like, ha, 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 suck my dick.
There was some sort of bet. I remember he said, I think he was arguing with Jonah Hill or something like that. And he was like, if this makes
But
whatever
all the
money.
executives were on the email.
Right, but
Like,
I think there was a bet beforehand that said, like, if this movie succeeds, you have to suck my dick.
Oh, is that what it was?
Because I remember
I thought he was telling the executives to suck his
look
dick.
this up, because it was like the first rundown ever, one of the early ones, and this was on the questions on the topics, and I went first. Dave was like, "What do you got?" And I said something like, I was like, "This is why." Let me make sure it is a.
No, this is.
So I said
But
something
just
like,
put email. Just put email.
I was like, this is why I don't ever make a bet with, like, sucking somebody's dick or doing something that I can't deliver on, because you never fucking know. All of a sudden, 21 Jump Street's a hit, and you got to suck Jonah Hill's dick. And Dave was just like, that's the stupidest fucking thing I've ever heard. Like, what kind of fucking take is that? What do you got, Dan? And I was like, is this what the show's going to be? Jesus goddamn Christ. That's fucking great.
It's however many ha-has you think it is.
Oh, my God.
So many more.
Wait. Okay, so it says, if you, F you, Ted, second of all time, bitch. Come on, Jumpsters. We got Kate Blanchett with this box office bitches. And then there's probably 100 lines of ha ha ha. And the article says it went on even longer than that.
What was the email about, Nick? Can you go to the top?
This was the one I was talking about. It was not suck my dick. It was a dick kissing bet. And I think that's what my take was. I was like, you say, like, if this happens, you got to suck my dick, and it doesn't really mean anything. If you specifically say you got to kiss my dick, and then it happens, you got to kiss that dude's dick. So he said, Channing Tatum explained that he won a bet over the weekend with the gross of 21 Jump Street that will require Jonah Hill to kiss the tip of his dick.
Look how far this hot.
How fucking good is that, though? Like, that is imagine, like, me and you were like I could have seen this happening. I could have been like, yo, Out of Order is going to be a smash hit. Like, you're going to get like 100,000 views in 24 hours. And you're like, nah, man, no way. I'm like, yo, if this happens, you got to kiss my dick. And then it did. I'd be like, kiss the tip, baby. Kiss the tip. But what's so funny, like, that's why that movie works, because that's something that would be in that movie.
Yeah.
Like, that was art imitating life, life imitating art. Those two being like, you got to kiss my tip, dude. Channing Tatum's the man. Channing Tatum, come on the show, bro. You got to come on the show.
I will say I agree with that wholeheartedly. But I will say he's the only celebrity I've ever drunk dialed.
Yeah, that's where you have his number, right?
I
no,
knew
you have Jim Reagan's number. I thought it was.
I've never called him though. Whatchamacallit? I'm blanking here. Oh, when I was at FSU, my friend's girlfriend, Channing Tatum used to live with them. Like my friend's girlfriend, her stepbrother is Nick Zano, who, like, he's
somebody.
Yeah, he was in Two Broke Girls, I think. He was married to Kristen Cavallari, and like they were boys. And I think he like lived on their couch. And basically, when he was doing Magic Mike in real life, like when he was stripping, I think he lived on their couch. I could be getting the story wrong. Whatever.
He's the man, though. I could see him like, yeah, I got a roommate. I don't know. I sit on this guy's couch. Like,
and it was like I was like drunk on my birthday, and she's like, "Do you want to call him?" I was like, "Yes." I was a Channing Tatum guy from the jump. And I was like, "Fuck yeah!" He didn't answer. That's the end of the story. But I was gonna say the thing about not using social media so much anymore is you don't really get to test waters of things. So I saw this Saturday morning, whatever. I Woke up, rolled over, cut on Instagram.
Saw what?
Check-
Back to Kanye?
Saw Kanye's IG
Yeah.
post, yeah. And then it's like went about my day, and I was at that party Saturday night, and I was, it was a New
Mixed up.
York party. Okay,
A lot of Jews.
Kanye knows what I mean.
It was a New York party with a lot of lawyers and doctors. You know, Kanye. What was that one thing he said? He's like, we know, you guys know what I'm saying, right? It was the Jews.
Yeah. I can't say what kind of doctor. It was a Jewish doctor. and like I hadn't really seen much on Saturday. And so I was just like, yo, it's kind of sick. Kanye's back though, right? People were like, what are you talking about? I was like, that post is hilarious. And I didn't know these people well at all. They're like, all right.
Yeah, man. Twitter jokes is like dress rehearsal for real life.
Yeah, I don't
You see what the reaction is. You're like, I'm going to keep that one in the
I
chamber
didn't
next
check
time.
the temperatures of the society. I didn't even just see what people were saying about it. I just saw it, was like, this is hilarious, and went about my day.
I love, like he says, watching Jonah Hill made me like Jewish people again. No one should take anger against one or two individuals and transform that into hatred towards millions of innocent people because of 21 Jump Street, man. Like, it's not like he watched, like, Schindler's List. It's not like he watched, a Holocaust documentary. He watched 21 Jump Street and was like, you know what? I was wrong. It's fucking incredible, dude.
Then someone's like, what do you mean Jonah Hill? You mean Jonah Feldstein? And he's like, wait, what?
I didn't know it was like that.
Hang on, he's that?
I didn't know he wore one of the, the things.
Is it Feinstein or Feldstein?
It's something hardcore,
Feinstein.
right?
Feinstein?
Yeah.
It is weird. Taking stage names is not weird, but it is weird when your family member is also in the business and they did not take a
Or
stage
Felds.
name.
That's fucking Emilio Estevez and Charlie Sheen.
Oh yeah, I forgot about
that's a crazy one. Emilio Estevez is running around like
Feldstein.
Feldstein, yeah.
Feldstein, yeah.
That is
their
funny,
parents
where
are
it's
famous
like-
too. It is wild when you look up a celebrity and it's like, oh yeah, their parents have Wikipedia.
That's like
pages.
Nicolas Cage as a Coppola. He's
Yeah.
part of that family, and like
Right,
it's
which
crazy.
is a weird one because you figure you want the Coppola.
Yeah.
name,
Yeah,
you know?
and he did it because he's like, I could do this on my own. It's like you're still getting the treatment.
right.
Yeah,
right.
come on, like give me a break. What would be your? Basically, I'm asking who's your favorite Jew. who would be? Like, I feel like
I mean, LD not catching it is a big one.
I think
Like-
Seinfeld was a big one for like my era. I remember some parents and stuff.
By LD, I mean Larry David, not Lil Dicky.
Yeah, he's a good one too. Though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, Lil Dicky's a good one
He,
too. I
he,
mean.
he would impress and be like, okay, I can get down with the
Sandler?
tribe.
Sandler, yeah.
Sandler's a good
Sandler, I guess. This is
Sandler
weird.
just
I never
never-
thought of Sandler as Jewish,
Which is
despite the
funny, though,
Hanukkah
'cause
song.
he had the Hanukkah song
Yeah.
and everything, but he's just a bro. You know? I didn't get a chance to see it. I'm sure he wore a
I
ill-fitting
don't really
suit
if
to
I
the
can
Mark
pat
Twain
myself on the
Awards.
back. I don't really think of Jonah Hill. I don't really think I think of Jewish. I think Larry David is Jewish because he
His
relies
comedy's
on,
also Jewish.
Yeah,
and,
he
I mean,
he
the most
references
like
a lot.
it's also to me Jewish is not even necessarily about the religion. Like we talked about it with Tommy Smokes, he's Jewish.
Yeah.
Tom Scabelli is a Catholic, an Irish, Italian Catholic guy. No, he's Jewish. Adam Sandler, like, I wish he just wore shorts and a fucking sweatshirt to the Mark Twain Awards. That would be incredible.
Sandler's kind of like Jonah Hill. Like their comedy isn't really like Larry David does Jewish
comedy.
jokes and stuff
And
like that.
I think that Seinfeld
Hanukkah song is
did
kinda
a
Sandler's
lot
only.
for like the.
But Seinfeld,
that
like
type
in
of comedy.
Seinfeld, there's not much comedy about. There's
No, but
Bryan Cranston's.
I think
thing.
it's the like style almost in a way. Though.
Yeah.
Like a lot of like George being Larry David. It's like a lot of the neurotic like Jewish tropes and stuff that I
But
think.
George isn't Jewish.
I know, which is what's funny. It's strange because he is though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he's not, but he is. It feels like
In 30 Rock, they hire a Canadian on the show, and there's a lot of I don't know. It's like his first day at work, and they're being sarcastic, and he's like, "Is that sarcasm? We don't have a big Jewish population in Canada, so I have a hard time picking up on it." And then like they walk out, and he goes, "Well, this is going great. I got it."
Taylor Swift's season is upon us. She's going on tour. We've got all sorts of
47 songs.
47-song set
According
list.
to J.J. Watt in Arizona, she wasn't off stage for 3 minutes, even with her costume
Wow.
changes. So the most she was off for 3 minutes.
Whether you're going to
Go
go see someone
see
like
Team.
Taylor, whether you're going to go see your favorite comedians,
Boston Bruins in the playoffs.
right? Playoff teams coming around for basketball and hockey. Baseball's about to start. Whatever it is, if it's live entertainment and you're trying to get in the building, Gametime has got you covered. They are the up to the second app that has the best pricing and the best user interface available. That makes it so simple to get tickets at the best available price. As tickets as the event begins, the tickets start to drop. You can get tickets right before first pitch or right before tip off at their absolute lowest price, or you can get the best prices for the best seats available if you want to get them right away. Best secondary market tickets on the market today is through Gametime. They use the technology. They make the purchase process quick and easy. They have you buy your tickets so that right on the app on the phone. You can transfer your tickets. You don't have to worry about like emailing the right QR code to have the valid ticket at blah, blah, blah. It's easy to buy the tickets. It's easy to transfer the tickets. And so it's the seamless process that gets you in the building for your favorite live entertainment. Right now, download the Gametime app or go to the website, enter your email, and redeem code KFC for $20 off your first purchase. That's the Gametime app or the Gametime website. Use code KFC to redeem $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. You know me. You know I love some Pope news. I'm a big Pope guy. Love Conclave. Got mixed it up with some Pope freaks earlier this year. That was not good. But I am a big. I'm all things Vatican, all things Pope. I'm a buyer of the Pope.
So it was sweeping the internet on Saturday.
I'm almost mad at myself for not knowing this.
Really, it is. I can't really. I just want you to see it. I don't want to really describe it in detail.
Pope Frankie getting the fit off. That's not real, right? That's real? Oh, okay. I was gonna say,
so that was that.
would be fucking.
Was that your
so
reaction?
good.
Like you right away, you're like, "That's not real."
I mean, yeah, no. I mean, that's just not real.
Why not real?
Because popes just don't have that drip.
But it's just like, I mean, he's got a fucking Pope mobile. What's to say he can't have a winter
Pope-mobile
coat?
is fire. That is dope. I've just never seen a pope wear anything other than Pope gear.
I guess you're
Like
right.
what? I've never seen him wear any jacket.
That's true.
They just wear like the robe thingy.
You're right about that. I've never seen it, and I'm sure if I zoom in,
I think popes are just always indoors.
yeah, that's why the Pope mobile.
The Pope
has that big
mobile is
thing.
like it's like temperature controlled, and then they're in the Vatican.
He only comes out on his little porch.
Yeah.
The thing with that is it's an AI generated photo. So it's not a Photoshop. It's AI generated, whatever the fuck that means. And people are like, "You're so dumb. You thought that was real," and I take great offense to that. Where it's like, I don't know, you told me it was real.
Oh, yeah, I know, I hate that. Especially as we get into the AR world now where it's like, it's going to be very hard to distinguish. Like, if you get duped by like a fake video, I think you're a moron. But like some of these things that it's just like, yeah, I don't know. You showed me this. Like, I thought that person was that tall or that short or,
You
whatever.
believe that?
Yeah.
you told me. I don't.
Yeah,
sorry,
no.
I have faith in you and I trust you. Like, I don't know, man. You just told. I'm not really referring to that picture
tricked me.
specifically, but like,
Yeah.
I'm referring to like when your friend tells you, "Oh, you fucking fell for it." I don't know, man. I trust. I'll be honest. I trust you with my life.
That's like.
So why wouldn't I trust you with a picture?
It's like being like, like if I gave you anything and then it was just like, that's not real. Like, oh, you got me. You got me, dude.
But the AI stuff, I'm over.
Oh, buckle up. It's going to get so much worse. Dude.
I don't think it like it's one of those things where
You see the Kanye one?
Yeah,
the Kanye song.
It was fine. It was like I was like, okay, it's whatever. I feel like every new piece of technology that ever gets introduced dominates the internet, and people say it's the end of humanity and yada 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 yada, and I just don't think so. I don't believe in it in the sense like to the layman. You could just Photoshop that picture. Look what AI did.
The pictures,
Like,
I don't. You could.
But people did that with Photoshop. Like, we'll never be able to believe anything anymore.
Yeah, and then we can just tell.
And it's like, not even we can tell. It's just like it's just not that big a deal. It's like I don't know. It doesn't happen as often as you're predicting it's going to happen.
That's the bigger discussion. Is that like things. Confusing things happening on the internet is just not the end of the world. I think you go down a dicey road where like there's gonna be a lot of fucking people who believe that Joe Biden said, like, I'm coming for your guns.
Yeah.
Because people are going to make a video that says that.
Right.
And right now, they can do voices and shit. As soon as,
But it's pretty quickly people go, that's not real. And yes, there will obviously be the group
There's
that,
gonna be a lot of
that won't
people who
believe
don't
it.
get that, like
but you can
that.
but that already exists with Photoshops.
Yeah, but I think the ability to do video and voices is another level to it. Like the fact that they'll be able to make a video that looks a lot like very real with a voice that is very real saying whatever you want is just another layer of dumb people on the internet who are not gonna like.
I guess that's true.
The way you should operate now is I'm never gonna believe anything anybody says ever again.
Which is funny. Like that's people say that with April Fool's Day coming up. Like
Every day's April Fool's Day for now.
People should be like why do you not second guess sources on any other
All the time.
day?
Yeah, like I guess that we also live in such a crazy world where it's like, damn, like maybe fucking Donald Trump did say that. That's possible. But if your first reaction is like, holy fucking shit. But you know what? It's like, I don't know. You could have told me if last month or whatever you said, dude, Kanye West jumped on the air and like was defending Hitler.
Straight up said I like Hitler.
Yeah, I would have been like, that's fake. That's AI.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, that shit fucking happened. So you never know, but like, I'm just not going to get got on anything. So from here on out, I'm just going to go, that's AI. Yeah. It's AI until proven real is my like, I mean, the music thing is interesting because like
I don't think it is.
I think that there are going to be people who like, if let's say you like the old Kanye and you're like a person who can write lyrics, you can be like, I can just make you old Kanye songs now.
But you can't because of like copyright. You'll get copyrighted.
Sure, but when
it'll
people float around on SoundCloud or something. It's not like you
Sure.
can put it out on Spotify and make money. But it's like,
but if you know
miss
it's
like old Kanye samples and like old Kanye rhymes, like here you go. And if it like,
I'll be honest, I will not listen to something. I do not.
I wouldn't listen to it, but it would be interesting where it's like, this is exactly what people want, and like
I think the people who get mad about it, I hadn't really thought about that angle with like radical stuff and people who just want their worldviews confirmed. That can happen, but with like art, people are like whoa, like music's gonna be different and TV and stuff. Like I don't care to consume. Like I guess. If you're tricking people, sure, it has a better chance of success. But if you're like, we're gonna change the music industry because computers gonna make music now.
Oh no. Yeah,
I don't care. It's like you have to have the
fake. It's like
you have to have the human experience. You have to have like again, you could trick me into believing it's Kanye, but I won't go out of my way to consume something where it's like this is AI old Kanye. Like, I don't care. I don't want it.
That person, I would say like you should just be a rapper. Like try to have your own career. You know what I mean? Like if you can, this is a sound that people like. Like don't do the Kanye voice. Do like your own voice or use AI to change it to something else. But I think it'll be used intentionally, not like
right. You know? I'm not gonna say I'm never gonna be tricked, but I'm never gonna be like, whoa, I gotta see this AI painting. Like it sounds almost like not condescending, but it sounds uppity to be like I don't care to consume art that hasn't been shaped by the human experience. Yeah. That sounds like a douchey thing to say. But like I don't know, like there's no emotion behind it. I don't.
No,
like,
to me, it's more just like if the person I like didn't make it, then like
it doesn't have to be a person I like. It's just like someone who I know is a person. Yeah. I don't care about a computer creating art. I can be tricked. I probably will be tricked.
Like if a computer makes something like a song that I think fucking is a bop, but I know that it's just a computer that made it. Like I don't really.
It takes away from it, 100%.
But I don't.
If it's an emotional song, if it's fucking EDM, bang bang, like
right,
whatever.
Right.
Sure.
Like if it's like, just like a rap song that has like good punchlines and like clever lyrics, and I find out that it's just a computer. I don't know.
I guess we like kind of listen to and consume different types of things, but like in my like, I wouldn't really want to listen to like particularly like punk rock or something like that, where it's about whatever fucking sadness is consuming you that day. I'm like, shut up, computer, you fucking idiot.
Yeah, shut up, computer. Go fuck yourself, computer. But if it just sounds like something you like, would you not listen to it?
I would. Yeah, I would have no.
But but I mean, like, you don't have to have an emotional connection. But if it's just like, oh, this is like. This song just sounds like a song I like.
I think if I know it's not a person, I'd be like, I don't care then.
I don't know if I would, because that feels a lot like when people that was a big argument when like people started not using instruments and they would use like beat machines and that kind of stuff. And it's like, but that's it's not a real guitar. I'm not gonna listen to it. Like I don't give a fuck, you know?
I think that's different than lyrics.
It is, but it's you know, it's along the same vein where you could make the argument that like it's like if it's just a tune, you're not like pouring out your heart, you know?
Yeah.
If it's just like this is a party song. Like does it really matter that like LMFAO when they had their song? Like
Actually, it's just AI written.
huh?
Actually, AI written.
Was it? No, but like AI is gonna be like, yeah, if you make a song about like doing shots, like getting fucked up, fucking a girl, and dancing on the dance floor, like, does that matter that it comes from a human? It's already as stupid as can be. If it's, you know, EDM, like, do not tell me that EDM has to be from a human.
No.
Right? So
Yeah.
If Levels is made by a computer, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck. If Taylor Swift is made by a computer, yeah.
Right.
That's different, you know? But
every I feel like and that's the way the internet works.
what about
It's like-
comedy?
I think that
Like, what if you see a clip and it's like, this is a new comic that you've never seen before and it's not a real person and they get good enough that the clip, like, it's you can tell. You can't tell.
It's not. I'm not saying I'll not watch something and go, oh, that was pretty good, and then you go, that was AI. I'm like, yeah, okay. I'm not interested in watching it again.
Like, what I think could be interesting is like if you are really fat, really ugly, a different race, whatever you want to say, like that you think is stopping you from making it, and you're like, I got these fucking jokes, these punchlines are like awesome, and I'm just gonna like make it look like it's coming. It's like lip syncing, like Milli Vanilli,
Yeah.
but for comedy or for whatever, you know.
I think those people will probably
You get exposed pretty quick, but you could get a viral video off or
not even get exposed. I think they'll pretty quickly learn that it's not. What's stopping them isn't what they think is stopping.
Well,
them.
what's interesting is, as always, porn is always the pioneer in this, and a lot of people don't like the AI porn. They like the OnlyFans girl.
Right.
They're
100%.
like, and that's kind of weird, but they're like, they like knowing that it's
A person.
the girl, and
Yeah.
they think that they're talking to her, and it's like, you're probably already getting played, but the fact that you know it's a person and not a computer is what matters to you. So that's generally whatever porn weirdos do first is how the human race reacts.
Same thing. I could have a hard dick in my hand and I could come to an AI picture, but if you're like, here, watch this AI porn, that's
Nope.
not right.
Right.
Gonna do it for me.
It's trickery, is what
Yeah.
it is. You're going to be able to trick me, but I'm not going to sign up.
It doesn't
to listen
appeal
to
to me,
right?
The like
Right.
straight up way.
But what is fun is being able to make pictures like that, where it's like, this is just supremely fine tuned Photoshop in my mind. So it's like, if you ever wanted to see what the Pope looked like in a fucking bubbled out, you know,
Even
North
that,
Face.
I bet like people could like there are people who could Photoshop
Could make that, yeah.
almost even better.
I think
Like,
it's almost that like the computer will just generate what it could. It like, you know, Photoshop, you have to be like, all right, what would be funny? The Pope wearing like a bubble jacket or whatever? Okay, fine. Whereas the computer just generating something is almost like,
Yeah, I
why the
actually
fuck
don't.
did
Do you
that
know how
happen?
that came to be created?
Do you have to
Anybody?
say like, give me the Pope in a winter jacket, or is
Yeah.
it just like,
Yeah,
Pope?
you could. There's a bunch of different ones. I don't know how this one was exactly trained, but they probably loaded a bunch of photos of that jacket into it, and then loaded a bunch of photos of the Pope, and was like, put the Pope in this jacket.
What about-
Or they could even just, some of them you could just say, put the Pope in this jacket.
If
and it
you
does it on
load
its
up
own.
an AI script with every fucking game ever, would it can it gamble at a high rate, you think?
I don't think so, because I think that's the same thing like humans affect it. Like
Yeah.
they can
Like-
create a picture, they can sing the song if you type the lyrics, but like I would imagine that you will
Probably
never be
gambling's
able.
actually the last thing that would work.
You'll
because a
never
lot of
be able
times-
to predict the future.
Right. It's like
that.
It's like,
as long as the future depends on
the underdog. You know, loses 1,000 times in a row, but like this is the day that the 16 seed
Right.
wins. But I wonder if there are some things that like it's going to hit at a pretty high clip.
They used AI to fill out March Madness brackets, and it was like Baylor versus Texas. They had none of the Final Four. Like
March Madness, I think, is
Yeah.
particularly like crazy. I wonder if you're like, you know, just bet like an NBA season where like usually talent prevails in the NBA.
Right.
If you can hit at like an 80% clip or something crazy like that, that will change things big time. If gambling gets affected, betting, money, all that shit, stock market, but I'm sure they would have already been doing that kind of shit if they
The new version that came out, they wanted to test it about if it could solve a CAPTCHA still. That's still an issue with computers. It hired a TaskRabbit to solve the CAPTCHA.
Yeah, I saw that.
I mean, yeah, it's just going to become like a person. Voicemails today are brought to you by Pirate Water. They are our voicemails have been our longest running segment ever with our audience, and Pirate Water is our new thing that we're bringing to you guys. It is for the audience that likes to party, for the audience that is looking to get fucked up and have a good time. Do it all this spring and summer, where you can do it for cheap, you can do it nice and easy, and you can do it with some with 4 different flavors. Feitelberg, Brianna Chicken Fry, Dana Beers, myself, Grace O'Malley. All these guys are drinking Pirate Water this season, and you should be too, because again, it's $2 a can. It's available everywhere from Walmart to gas stations. Whether you are doing a tailgate, whether you're brown bagging it in the city, whether you're pre-gaming at a party, whether the bar you're at has it stocked. If you want to be a Pirate Water distributor, let us know. We can get that going. Pirate Water is the drink for the spring and summer, and pretty much from here on out, it's the party drink of this generation. It's 10% alcohol by volume, all these different flavors, all available for $2. Get your Pirate Water today, or go to drinkpiratewater.com. You can find the locations near you. I know there's a few spots out on Long Island that we found this weekend that have it fully stocked. You can have it shipped right to your door if you want to order it, but find out where to get your Pirate Water at drinkpiratewater.com.
KFC fights rest of the gang. Who do you think would be better at the other sport if LeBron James switched to baseball and Aaron Judge switched to basketball? Who do you think wins the sport quicker and becomes dominant?
That's a good one, because Aaron Judge actually has the height.
Close to the same size.
Like almost anybody else, you switch to the NBA, it's going to be really tough for them to flourish.
I even go Judge.
Judge playing basketball?
Because I feel like there's always, not always, but there's very often there's been viral videos of some athlete visiting a ballpark. Sidney Crosby visiting Pittsburgh Pirates Stadium. Was it JaVale McGee?
I don't know about that, but remember Messi, I think it was? Like one of the greatest athletes in soccer. Or one of the Brazilian guys, Ronaldinho, or one of those guys.
I forget who it was, but yeah.
But, I mean, he looked like he, was handicapped.
but there's a lot, too. Like, Crosby went deep.
Oh, you're saying good?
Yeah.
Oh,
Crosby,
I usually see guys who suck. You put a bat in their hand and they're like total spazzes.
I think if LeBron was even mediocre at baseball, I don't even know what LeBron's throwing form looks like.
Yeah, I've never really seen him.
Mean,
if LeBron James from birth plays baseball, he's probably fucking awesome.
Yeah.
So like that's
but we're just switching sports.
Right.
We're just flip-flopping, right?
Okay, so you're just saying like right now. These guys go play.
Like he shows up at the Dodger Stadium.
I think Aaron Judge probably can hoop because everybody plays basketball a little bit. Like Aaron Judge was probably awesome in high school basketball.
Yeah. And
the high school is about very different than the NBA, but not like so different. Like
you're still playing the same
little league type baseball versus pro baseball is wildly different.
Right.
Whereas like, high schoolers, when you get like 2 premier high school teams together, I mean, the worst of the pros would wash them. So, but like the same level of athleticism as far as like where you're shooting from and dunking the ball and your speed and all that is pretty comparable. Whereas like, the best high school pitcher is like a fucking nobody.
Yeah.
You got to go through many minor leagues. You got to, I think that
if LeBron, like, if you think back to when LeBron, like, was it a Nike camp where like a high schooler crossed him up and he like got the video like cleaned off the internet?
But like it could happen. Like you.
But what I'm saying is, LeBron's that concerned with his image that he doesn't let pictures out there of him looking bad exist. I think there's a reason we haven't seen LeBron James with a baseball bat. If he was remotely serviceable,
he would have taken batting practice. He would have thrown out the first pitch. He would have done all these things.
The fact that he is not means he's terrible. And Judge, I'm sure, as a 7-foot tall person, whatever the fuck he is, 6'8".
6'8", yeah. I'm sure he can, shoot the ball a little bit.
He can. He's played some basketball in his life.
Yeah.
The fact that in 20 years we've never seen LeBron James with a baseball, as far as I know, at least then.
That's a great point. You've seen him at games and shit, but you never seen him
LeBron
on the field.
Sucks at baseball.
Yeah.
I'm a better baseball player than LeBron James. I'll say that right now.
You probably are.
I'm gonna see if there's a picture right now. I'll go to Chat GPT real quick.
I think hitting a baseball is one of the weirdest. You know, it's a
My
round.
grandfather used to always say it's the hardest thing to do in sports. I don't know how accurate that is.
Right. I was gonna say they all say it's the hardest thing to do in sports. It's a round ball on a round bat. Yeah. It's
Oh
a
yeah,
game
I
of
forgot
failure.
he's part owner of the Red Sox. The fact that
and he's never-
the fact that he's never taken BP at Fenway sucks.
He sucks.
LeBron sucks at baseball.
But I bet you more of them, like more than not, guys would suck.
like dude, I'm gonna go LeBron James' first pitch.
I
You
bet
think
you
LeBron's ever thrown out a first pitch?
I can't remember it, and that's something like you don't have to worry about that. You just lob it in. You know what I mean? The fact that he hasn't done that for the Indians or the Yankees.
he has when
Cleveland?
It looks like his
Or the
rookie
Yankees?
year. I don't even know what his video. I see his form looks solid. There's a card of it. But I didn't hit videos. I hit images.
You know that's very. I don't know. That could go one way or the other. Like you never really know until you see. But yeah, the fact that was like a one and done thing is pretty crazy. I mean, you know, Michael Jordan is always one of the greatest examples of it, where it's like the greatest athlete on the planet looked like a clown. You know, it's a weird sport, and athleticism does not prevail. Whereas basketball, you know, if you're fast and you have some hand-eye coordination and shit, like even you can cross up LeBron James one time. You know, I don't think you can just step in the box and get a hit.
I'll tell you what, I am nervous right now because I'm watching the video of him walking out there, and your boy looks supremely confident. Like, this is confidence I've never even had in my dreams.
Well, this is also prime LeBron.
He just kind of lobs it in, but it's not a disaster.
Yeah.
But watch him walk out there. It is like, I mean, he thinks he's throwing 90 on the black.
Yeah, I mean, he's fucking. This is young LeBron. Like,
My
I'm about to take
subconscious,
over the world.
in my unconscious state,
Oh, he's throwing it around. And
can't
shit.
even like
blowing bubbles.
fathom this idea.
Yeah. He's doing the fake, like the hovel
Yeah.
walk thing.
The
First pitches are the silliest, nerve-wracking thing in the world.
Yeah.
Like, it should be a fun thing that, like, we all want to do. And I guess for normal people it is. And then for people like us, it's like, they're going to see me look foolish. I can't do that. I can't be foolish while throwing a ball. My career will be over. It's like, who fucking cares?
I've thrown one. Shout out the Vineyard Sharks.
You walked in with that confidence, right?
Yeah, that's true. I guess
You were like, I'm gonna throw it from the fucking center field or some shit.
Fucking bounce that
Yeah,
shit. Dude.
it's nerve wracking.
And then I've thrown two because then I did it when Marty played for the New Jersey whoever.
Yeah.
Yellow Jackets or whatever it was.
I think it was like Rebels or something. I think it was on
Whatever, I don't know.
Whatever it was. Rebels would be a weird thing for New Jersey. They keep those down in Mississippi
Yeah.
usually. I don't think I bounced
Jackals. I knew it was something with J.
I don't think I bounced it, but I don't think I threw a strike either.
It's not easy.
I forget about that one.
People
But, yeah.
also they're not used to a mound. That's weird.
Yeah,
you know,
I
like,
didn't get in there and throw
You know,
off
you
the grass.
practice.
I had to come. I had to get on the bump. you know.
It's a weird thing, but I think overall, in general, more people are comfortable with a basketball in their hands than vice versa with baseball.
Particularly,
And a guy who's 6'8", you know, has probably played some in his life. I think the better question too is like everybody always said, imagine LeBron James as a tight end.
Yeah,
You teach LeBron how to like.
that was.
hit and
Does he
block
have like
and
the
shit.
fucking record for high school wide receiver in Ohio?
There's always some. I mean,
It's
I know
something like that, I
Iverson
think.
had all sorts of records as
Yeah.
a quarterback. Like,
Nelly was dope.
yeah, it's just those guys are just fucking awesome. Next,
KFC fights, whole crew, what's going on? So back in November, I told all my friends, like, hey, start betting the Boston Bruins. Like, bet Pasta to score a goal, bet Bruins money line, bet puck line. Like, just bet it. Like, this team's good. This team's gonna be special. Of course, now it's almost April. 57 wins. Like, and I'm still the only one that bets them. I bet them every single game. I've obviously lost some, but like for the most part, like I'm pretty much rich now, not really, but so. Question is like, what's the best advice you've given that like your friends just haven't taken for whatever reason? So anyway, yeah, what's the best piece of advice? Also, I fixed texting and driving. Everyone does it. So basically what we need to do, we need to put a camera on the front of every car, and then have just a little picture-in-picture on the phones.
yeah, it'd be great.
Just so we can keep an eye on the road while we're looking at it.
That's great. It's a great idea.
Cheers.
It was a very good idea.
I also want a thing
Drive a
that,
car like a drone.
that projects your TV onto the ceiling, so that if I want to lay like on the couch and put my head back or whatever, I can just look up and see the same thing that's like
They definitely have those.
That's a projector.
Yeah, like but it's got to be like some little thing. Like,
I remember there was back in the day, like I think it was like an as seen on TV type deal, and you put on glasses and you looked in a mirror and you could watch TV. I honestly don't know if it was a real thing or if it was like a gimmicky thing.
TV needs to come with like a little projector thing that like it's part of the package. You put it on like your couch. The table to your couch, and you could just project it wherever you want. Because sometimes you want to lay this way, and that way, and you can't see, and it'd be nice.
As for the Bruins, real quick, they're so good,
dude. I was thinking about this when you know you have a team like this, when coming into the season, people were like, "Are the Warriors gonna beat?"
Coming into the season, they were projected not to make the playoffs.
Crazy. Yeah, that's nuts. But when you had a team like that, because every year there's good teams and bad teams, but when you have a historic team, if you just bet the 72-10 Bulls like every night, you're gonna be rich.
Yeah,
when there's a team like that, just do it every night. Take a couple L's, but you're gonna make.
I bet the Bruins -1.5 every night. I'm not doing quite as good as him.
Oh, because it's yeah.
I think honestly they have 119 points. Double checking that right now. 118 points. Last night, they played the second best team in hockey.
Just washed them.
They didn't just wash them. They won in overtime. But they didn't bring their first line. they left the first line at home.
Wait, what?
The Bergeron and Marchand and Lindholm just stayed at home. The game was in Carolina. They stayed in Boston. I tweeted it yesterday.
Hey, what?
I think
that's the most disrespectful thing I've ever heard.
Bro,
I didn't even get what you were saying. Like, when you mean they didn't bring them? Like, is that a hockey term? And it's like, no, they just weren't even in the building. What? They were just like, meet us back in Boston. We're taking the day off.
You guys have the day. We're only playing the second best team in hockey. No need to bring you guys for this one.
Holy fuck.
Patrice Bergeron, Brad Marchand.
Is it like a level of luck or something? Or are they just like...
It's kind of like
everybody having a career year is...
No. Everyone's playing about to what they are. The stars are playing to about what they are. There is a...
goalie?
The goalie's going to be the Vezina.
Yeah.
But they're 1A. They have they don't even have like a backup goalie. They have a 1A, 1B. Linus Ullmark is going to win the Vezina trophy. Jeremy Swayman has been like the best goalie in hockey. He's our backup. He's our 1B. He's been the best goalie in hockey since like December. It is. They're insane. It's crazy. Like I tweeted after the game yesterday, and much like your response, I was like, I feel like people aren't going to understand what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm like, we didn't bring the first line. And we won against the second best, not some garbage team in the NHL.
Right.
The second best team.
Right.
Beat them. It is. But as to your question, like what? Like I think everyone knows. I do think Bergeron and Krejci are going to come back for another year. But I think people are operating under the assumption, and by people I mean the team, that this is their last year, and be like, let's get them one more, because like it's crazy. Like they're just plugging in players. It doesn't matter. Like,
don't you almost hate though? Like, I mean, going through it a little bit with the Mets is like, it's just not like regular season is just nothing but pressure now.
Oh,
it's like you're gonna make the playoffs, and now you guys just have a bullseye on your back, while like the 4 seed has no pressure.
But also, like I actually think people will make the opposite argument to me. But I think that like first of all, as a fan, seeing that like it's tough being the reminder. Because now we're chasing the record. It is.
Yeah.
We are 57. The record is 62. We have like 9 games left. 8 games left, maybe. We'll most likely get it.
Right.
Again, the first line's not coming to play. The second best team, we're winning.
Right.
I would guess we get 63 wins. I think it might be 64. I forget. I think it's 63 though. Will be the most wins in the history of hockey, and there is already that pressure. So like I think it's almost like they're like people will say
already
like,
playing playoff games kind of.
The other team wants to stop you,
right?
And look, the Pats went through this, and it didn't go great. Right. But the other team wants to stop you, other team wants to beat you. You already have that bullseye in your bag. Mm-hmm. So like people say they're playing meaningless games, and that's what they say a lot with like the team who won first. Like when you knew you were going to come in first the whole time, you played a lot of meaningless games towards the end of the season.
Yeah.
But now like they're not meaningless because you're chasing a record too.
Yeah.
So there is
it comes back around when you're that good.
Yeah. But it has reminded me that playoff hockey is not fun.
Dude, you're gonna
the second we get a lead, I'm like, I want it to be over.
Yeah,
I just want it to be over.
I
I don't want to enjoy a hockey game right now.
Never
We're up.
envious of you
End the
guys.
game.
and they always go to like triple OT and shit. It's fucking crazy how that happens every goddamn year. And like, if you're in an elimination situation and you know it's like, all right, you're gonna be like the best regular season team ever that didn't do it.
Yeah.
Oh, that sucks, bro. That sucks.
And like as it stands right now, I honestly, it's actually a worse matchup for us, but for the viewers and kind of for myself, I want the Islanders to go on a run and make the playoffs because I want to play Frankie. I want Frankie.
Just want to crush Frankie's spirit.
As it stands with the standings right now, the Islanders are not in the playoffs, and
You want to go 1 versus 8?
we would play the Penguins first round, which is they're good. You know, they're a good team with
Crosby
championship
can always
caliber.
do whatever, right? Like,
I think we do match up better with them, but like you can't cover a champion. They're a 3-time champion. I think they've won.
Right.
Like that's a tough road. The Islanders were historically have our number, but that's why like the East is going to be a fucking war. Like every team 1 through 8 is fucking good, dude. Good. The East is going to be an absolute
leaving
war.
guys at home.
Dude, we like Saturday. We did Saturday, Sunday this weekend. We won both, obviously, but we played the Lightning and the Hurricane, who were like 2 unbelievable teams. Won both, but both games was like, it's gonna be a long 2 months.
Yeah. That's the thing too. It's like a chunk of the year. As far as the original question, best advice. I mean, I feel like I've been doing it my whole fucking career.
Sorry, real quick before we get to that, like really quick. The tweet the Bruins sent after was, it was after the game last night. They won 4-3.
Oh yeah, I saw this. I don't know. I didn't get what it meant though.
It meant like we didn't bring the first line.
Oh, now that makes sense. Yeah.
We left the Lambo in the garage, dude.
That's a creative tweet. For, I actually Googled it thinking it was like rap lyric or something like that. That was just straight up like we didn't even take out the cool card. I mean, that's like you're running up the score now. That's just some like social media guy being like,
we left the Lambo in the garage.
That's a great phrase. That should be like the mantra of the team or some shit. That's awesome. Best advice your friends never take. I mean, I've been doing it forever on this podcast, being like, get out of that job. Don't be in that relationship. Don't do this. Don't do that. Getting old sucks. Here's how it's going to happen. Nobody ever believes me. They always like, oh, I thought you were joking. I thought you were exaggerating. And I'm like, nope, it's exactly the truth. I've always been telling you the truth. So this entire podcast would probably be my answer.
Mine is use TikTok.
Yep.
Sorry, Brendan.
Yeah. That was one. I mean,
but also I kind of like it now. Now that you guys are all getting banned, fucking ban that shit, government. Fucking step in. I'm a big fan of big government, bro. Get that fucking garbage out of here.
There's gonna be people who are like, bajillionaires who now have nothing.
Yeah,
nothing.
But it is like I always thought, as a younger person, I always like admired the characters who were kind of like not a rebel without a cause, but just someone who was like, I just do my own thing. Like, like that's who I was always like. I think it's not like I'm different like that. Like it's who everyone related to and wanted to be. Sure. But I never was that because of the internet, Barstool and Twitter and stuff like that. Now the things I use are like archaic.
Yeah,
I'm kind of off the grid.
Yeah, you are.
I don't really Instagram. I don't TikTok. I tweet.
As your internet co-host, it's a disaster. But as your friend, it's admirable.
I tweet. 15,000 people see my tweet. That's off the grid in this day and age.
Yeah, for real. That's like zero.
Yeah.
I want to switch over. Take my Twitter away.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Done.
This is the 4th show in a row.
No, but this is it. Because the idea was like the baseball, like the regular season is going to be the problem. Like no, there's a lot worse problems.
Every time you tweet, people tag me underneath it. Like, was this you or like everybody's getting confused?
Yeah. So we might as well just switch it over. It's just.
Did something happen this weekend?
Yes, but I can't remember what. Like it's just not fun anymore. Like it used to be. Like I used to love. When I did the early morning Twitter shit and it was like all the ATI type questions, it was just banter. It was just fun. It was like stupid opinions, and now everything is so serious. Also, like the thing about like now everything I say, people are like relating to the World Baseball Classic. That joke sucks. Like I was like, I think I was tweeting about the Irish step competition, and they were like, but how many viewers did that get compared to the WBC? And I was just like, that's over. Like we're on to the next thing. Like So there's just too many people who are not funny at once.
Yeah.
Is the problem with social media.
It's real. I don't even find it. And before I stopped like doing the mention thing like that, it's not that I found it more or less toxic. I just found it more annoying.
Yeah,
kind of the same thing.
Yeah, like the toxic. It's always been toxic, but like there was a smaller group of people. I think in the beginning, the people who decided to sign up are like probably funnier or like drawn to that for some reason, and there was like better banter. And now it's just like everyone's an asshole or political or like sensitive or whatever it is. Just like this sucks.
Yeah.
This just fucking sucks.
I can't
And it's
thank
also
Elon Musk
there
enough.
is just no benefit anymore.
Yeah.
It used to be very little benefit. The last little shred I had was like, I enjoy this. I enjoy arguing. I enjoy fighting. Like there was some level of WBC shit that was fun. Like I like that. And now it's just like, nah, it's just not. It's just stupid. So, yeah, we'll do that ceremony or some shit. Pass the torch. All right, last voicemail.
What's up, KFC, Fights, Pavs, Jackie, Nick, the rest of the gang. This is Fitz down in Columbia, South Carolina. Done some of y'all's voicemails in the past. I was thinking on my way home from work the other day, I was like, damn, what actually got me turned on to KFC Radio? And lo and behold, it was actually about 3-4 years ago, I saw a video highlight of all the times Fights threw up on not just lowering the bar, but everywhere. It was just a compilation of Fights throwing up.
Everywhere.
So, that being said, I got a question. What is the one way of marketing that y'all never really thought would work that got y'all a lot of viewers or listeners? Also, y'all need to come down to Columbia, South Carolina, or at least Charleston. Like, fuck, y'all need to come down to South Carolina for a live show.
We'll probably make it
But
down
yeah,
there, yeah. I
peace out, gang.
don't think I know this answer because if we did, I think we would do it more, right?
Yeah. Hire the mean girls.
Blade Bet last year still, I think, is one of our like top subscriber months on YouTube, just because it was you two competing against.
Oh,
each
the Blade
other.
Bet. Yeah. That makes
up on a
sense.
year
Like
now.
we made a very. I remember that. I remember Nick being like, "We're gonna get like 1 million subscribers by this time." Like, I don't know if we're gonna keep going at this pace
hit a
because
plateau.
I don't know. I don't think we have an answer because I don't think.
We'd be better.
We'd be bigger. Like I think I can like pinpoint some of that for like other shows. You know what I mean? It's like the Mean Girls had their moment where it was like, oh, they blew up off of that thing, and these guys did this, and like I think it's easier to see from other shows. I feel like you'd have to have like you guys tell us that. What was the big thing where you started listening? Was it a guest? Was it a this? Was that? I think we've just been steady. I don't think we've ever had any of those moments where we've like gone like mega viral or whatever. It's always just been like people just word of mouth put you on. But
I mean, our most viral clip is Woza.
Yeah.
it's so weird.
Which like that like is that's to me is like a tree in the forest thing. Like while it's most viral, it is not amongst like fans of the show.
No,
because no one is like maybe
I wouldn't
once
say
ever
that's like a top like 100 moment of our show.
Like
1,000. 1,000. Yeah, that was like just a funny like little side story. Like,
Yeah, it is.
Other clips go viral. People are like, these are the Woza guys.
Really? Wait a minute. Maybe we should be. I don't know. Maybe we're doing it wrong. Maybe
I mean, we
need to-
made a Woza shirt. I don't think it sold as a
No, but like I don't know. Maybe we need to be like, what's up with the Woza boys? Woza pod. I mean, I am.
You should write it on the wall somewhere.
Yeah, definitely. That maybe we should have a Woza wall where everybody writes
Oh yeah,
Like one of those
yeah.
things,
That's
you
a
know?
good idea.
like the stars. Or
Yeah,
whatever,
yeah. Get those.
Instead of like a signature, you put the stars up
Yeah.
or whatever shape, whatever. Yeah, it's the Woza boys in the building, baby. Imagine if
New podcast name.
Imagine if we were sitting on a machine story and just didn't know it. Like there's like 80 million people on Facebook have watched that, and we're just like, what's that about?
Yeah, that's not a top 1,000 moment.
God, we suck at this. Terrible. All right, time to get into our interview. It's with the very funny Sam Tallent.
One of my favorite interviews in a long time. Sam
He is so smart.
so smart,
But- and
he dumbs it down so well.
Dumbs it down
Where,
well,
like, it's
but
not
also-
mean, but
yeah,
like you have to hate this. You're
it's-
so stupid.
I was gonna say him talking to us is like us talking to a dog. Right? He's got to be like, Jesus Christ, is this conversation almost over?
He said like 3 times afterwards how great we are and how good we are at our jobs, and like it's like you have to that's like encouraging someone. Like, you ran a hell of a race. Like,
I think I
came in last. It's like, you really tried out there.
We talked about like history and like humans doing certain things, and I think at one point he was just like, "You're fucking dumb."
Did you notice yourself using words you don't ever use?
No. What did I say?
No, I noticed, but I noticed
When you talk
with
to
me.
smart people, you, like,
well,
try
I
to
was
smarten
like,
it up.
you're putting on airs right now, brother. I don't even remember exactly what I said, but like,
funny.
there are multiple times where I was like, "Who the fuck is talking right now?"
That's great. I like that. All right. So head into this interview listening for that. Did Feitelberg and I, trump up our vocab or whatever?
Dude, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure,
Anybody
dude.
notice?
There were times,
What were we saying?
I don't know, just
certain words?
Just some words. Just
That's
definitely
funny. I mean, I
some-
definitely was like, I thought this is the time to have like I was thinking the other day about, you'll see in the interview, we talked about like how did early humans come up with certain ideas? And I was like, this is the right guy to have this conversation with.
He had the answer.
He might just know the answer. Yeah, he has a fucking answer for you.
You guys like when did people start cooking? When did people start?
Well, so that one I definitely did because I was like, this is a smart guy who might know, and he did know the answer. But as far as trying to sound smarter, that's funny. I hope we did. I hope people can pinpoint.
I did, dude. I don't know if I did it successfully, but I know I was attempting to.
I was.
That was me talking to some girl at a bar, fucking dressing up my job.
Yeah. I was talking with the monks that I.
Yeah.
The scholar monks that I lived with. All right, Sam Tallent on KFC Radio. Let's talk to him. I saw the Ghostbusters Firehouse toy the other day at a store that looks much like our set right now. There's a store around the corner from me that has like old school.
Yeah, a place for male widowers.
It has all like throwback, trinkets and toys and shit. And it had that, and I was tempted to buy it. I think it was like in good condition.
What was the price?
I think it was like in the hundreds.
Okay.
But then I went to like eBay, and that's like kind of like appropriate.
I was gonna say $1,200 to start.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So maybe it's a steal then. But I was like, I don't know. I'm trying to not be a hoarder.
Yeah.
Anymore, and coming home with the fucking firehouse from Ghostbusters is the definition of like. Yeah. But I want that. Like, that's a cool one.
Of course.
I'm still in the market. I might go back and get it.
Yeah, I mean, it's just tough to come home with a toy to your wife.
Yeah.
Be like, "Hi, it's me, the man you value sexually." It's the one guy you're committed to forever. When I was 7,
you wanna be Winston or Egon?
Egon Spengler, no doubt. You can be Winston Zedmore if you'd like. I know you think of him as the black one, but no. He's much more than that. He actually is the most interesting Ghostbuster there is. How did he get the job? He's no scientist.
At a time when it was really tough for the market, too. I mean,
It wasn't
he's a
easy.
true pioneer.
Yeah. They didn't have affirmative action then. In ghostbusting?
He's the Jackie Robinson of Ghostbusters.
He is, yeah.
The slurs that those ghosts used to throw at him. You think I'm going to let one of you catch me? I don't think so, man.
Busting a bunch of like 1880s ghosts in New York. And they're like, "Oh, I already died and went to hell and escaped. And now you're dragging me back?" That's why we fought that war.
Slimer dropping N-bombs. Oh, my God. That would be hilarious.
He was not Slimer. Slimer slurred, dude.
That was funny.
That's just good old-fashioned fun, man.
Make sure you subscribe to KFC Radio on YouTube to get all the video content. Subscribe, comment, like, and make sure you turn on the bell notifications so you know whenever new video content drops.
I want to say something, but the video has to be faster. That's it.